I think we can all agree that technology has heavily changed the way that we teach our classes and we educate people. In 2006, I learned very early on how to use the Blackboard LMS system, that's Learning Management System, so that we could have all of the notes available to students at all times. That way, lecture materials didn't have to be gone over in class. It was all material that could be provided for students so that lecture time, oh my gosh, it's hot in here, so that lecture time could be turned over to the enrichment of that course material. Similarly, grades and attendance were no longer placed within paper forms anymore, but instead placed in traditional computer-based software that could be monitored from other people and administrative students. We went to a system in which weeks could be turned on and off, and perhaps we'll talk about that in here. But as technology has increased, so has the requirements of students as far as that technology goes. Communication has become faster. There is less reliance on face-to-face communications. The entire industry of online classes has blown up ridiculously large in the last 10 years, and students demand and require constant communication with faculty on problems, on issues, and on ongoing day-to-day changes. Furthermore, if you as a faculty member are not found to be someone who is findable, reachable, and in constant communications with the students, you will be seen as someone who is not as good a teacher as they could be. Students will feel that you are letting them down. But that's not even enough in and of itself. You must be approachable by the students. They must feel that everything that you do leads to a positive feeling, that they feel they can approach you. Not only that you are approachable, but they feel like you are giving them the smiling, happy wave that tells them that they can approach you without having to worry or feel in any way like they are imposing. With face-to-face communications, telephones and cell phones constantly at everyone's beck and call, email available 24 hours a day, email available through your phone, texting capabilities, message capabilities from within the learning management software, and social media connections if you're a teacher who chooses to use those. It should be so easy for students to communicate with you and you to communicate with your students. But it's not always that way. I'll speak real briefly in this cast about voicemail, although it is kind of slowly but surely on its way out, and I'll try to expand upon this as I go. But students do have their phones with them at all times, but they also don't answer a lot of voicemail messages. So you need to have something that is going to grab their attention quickly, captivate them, and not eat up their materials. You need to have a unique message that is less than 30 seconds if you need them to contact you relating to issues, that materials that they have going on in their class. Now, this is an important point here. There are some of you out there that don't do this. So if you are not a teacher that reaches out to your students, this podcast is probably not for you. On the other hand, if you are a teacher who doesn't do this, maybe this will set you right. There are plenty of teachers out there who feel that during the college experience, it's really up to the student to get their own act together. On the other hand, you may work in a field in which if you aren't reaching out to the student, then the student will fail. And if your student doesn't get a completion, then it may have negative effects on how you are running your program. So for instance, in many states and in many colleges in many states, if your students do not complete the program, then you will lose a certain amount of funding, or if a certain percentage of students do not complete. Or you may find that you're working with something that's not really completion based. And it may be that you have minority students that are dropping out of your program, and the best way to assist them is to keep in constant communication with them. Find out why they may not be coming. Perhaps you have first-generation college students, and they have parents at home, they have children, they have jobs, they have worked in an environment for most of their life where if you just can't make it to work, they find somebody else to do that job. Maybe they've worked in construction, and some people work some days and some people don't. They may find that coming to college, maybe they have that exact same mindset. Or it may be, now don't let this blow your hair back, but you're a teacher or a faculty member that genuinely cares. You genuinely care if people do their work. You genuinely care that people turn in their stuff. You actively want them to graduate. In which case, a quick voicemail message for a student that you haven't seen, a quick voicemail message for someone you are trying to get to complete your course, or perhaps a quick voicemail message to a student who is laboring to finish a course that they could not complete in the last semester, and they've got 6 weeks of incomplete that they can push through. Perhaps all of this is you. So, if you're building your message and your voicemail message is something that is going to be 30 seconds or less, it's going to captivate and otherwise entice an employee, and it's something that is going to, a student, and it's going to quickly put them in a place where they can get back on track. This is a great time for one of those general benefit statements that we talked about earlier. I'll put a link in the doobly-doo below. I need to do that for all of these. General benefit statements. We'll put a link in the doobly-doo below. But if you have already built out a general benefit statement that talks about the positives of coming back to the fold, the positives of, Bill, I see that you didn't turn in your assignment today. There's still a chance for you to get half or partial credit for this project if you could just make sure to turn that in on time. Whatever the general benefit statement might be. Mr. Smith, I see that you have not turned in another assignment. Now I know that you're trying really hard to complete this college program, and we want to help you get there. Or, sorry, I'm drawing a complete blank because there's such a crazy stuff going on while I'm driving here. Mr. Smith, I would like to speak with you today about your academic progress in my class. I know that if you can turn in your materials, you will pass this class and get your degree. And I think that we all know how much the degree will help you to get a good paying job. Please give me a call back today. My number is 555-555-555-555, extension 555 at 555. Don't forget, as you give this message, to let the tone of your voice show that positive attitude. Clearly state your name, clearly state which college or what school you're from, clearly state the reason that you're calling, and give that general benefit statement. All these things in a short time that can really entice them to call you back. Let them know that while something may be going wrong, there is a chance to fix it, or tell them about how you really liked their previous project and you'd like to know if they want to discuss some ways in which they can push it into A territory, etc. Also, don't forget to tell them what's in it for them if they should happen to call you, or get it straight, the general benefit statement. So, one option might go something like this. Mr. Bradley, this is Tyler Dockery from Wake Tech Community College. I teach your GRD 241 Graphic Design 3 classroom. If you're getting this message, I would love to talk with you about how you can bring your current projects up to A-level quality, and I'd like to schedule about 15 minutes that we can either talk on the phone or share screens and try to see what we can do about taking your great project and turning it into a portfolio level project with just a few small additions. Please give me a call back when you get this number. I'm at 555-3934. Again, that number is 555-3934, and my name was Tyler Dockery. I hope you're having a great week, and I look forward to hearing from you. To apply this knowledge today, have a look at common reasons why you are calling your students or other faculty members. When you've identified a list of common calls that you are making, put together a script along with general and specific benefit statements and what these people can get out of calling you back. Then practice them until they seem free-flowing and positive and natural. Then, after you're done, try a couple of these calls out. Over the next several weeks or next month, write down which ones are actually causing people to call you back. And if someone does call you back and you're not sure why, just go ahead and ask them, hey, thanks for calling today. Was there something in my message that really got your attention? And if so, do you mind telling me what it was? You might be surprised how helpful people will be if you just give them the opportunity to. This may take some time and practice and may seem a bit difficult at first, but what you'll find is that given some time and given some practice, it will become very natural, and soon you'll have a great list of ways of approaching these common problems and getting people to call you back. That will, of course, lead to a betterment of student and coworker positions that you're working on, and of course you'll be working with the end benefit in mind. Hope you've enjoyed this. Please feel free to share this with like-minded individuals, subscribe so that you don't miss out on any content at any time, and please feel free to leave a comment in the doobly-doo below. And by the way, thank you for all the love you guys have given me. I'm enjoying this process a lot. I hope you have found it and enjoyed it. And by all means, please design your future.